When the Caps and Penguins meet, it's always a mind game. Alex Ovechkin brought his club to the forefront Tuesday, pounding away with his teammates all the way to the finish. With an eye full of intensity, the Capitals turned on the power, leaving Pittsburgh lost in despair. Braden Holtby sparkled with a first-star performance, one that made a winner of Washington. Tonight, they'll face a jet-propelled team from Winnipeg, one with a high-flying trio for a top line. So, who will be best in show on Comcast Sportsnet? So when did Washington turn into Winnipeg? Verizon Center, though, a good place to duck in out of the cold to see the Capitals tangle with the Jets for the very first time this season. Back home after a most successful business trip, Brooks Laich and the Caps find themselves in the thick of a metropolitan madness. Just 1 point separating three teams for second place in the division. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Capitals Hockey here on Comcast Sportsnet. Al Koken in again tonight for Joe Beninati. We hope to have Joe back in this seat on Saturday, always alongside Craig Lachlan. Locker, a very successful business trip, as we mentioned, in the rearview mirror for the Washington Capitals. 4 games played and plot twists in all 4.
Yeah, and let's start last Wednesday against the San Jose Sharks. What a game, run and gun all around. The Caps get a little help on this long stretch pass by the linesman who gets in the way. That leads them to a 5-4 win with a beautiful Beagle snipe. Saturday night in L.A., a bouncing biscuit springs Gaborik and Lewis on a 2-on-1. A nice deke to end it. The Kings win. Sunday at Honda Center, a poor change by the Ducks. Niski finds mojo, giving the Caps some of their own mojo for a 5-3 win. And then Tuesday, Ovi hacks Letang, riles up all the Pens, and they focus on retaliation and not the game. And that works into the hands of the grade 8, his teammate. Leads to a late power play, 5-on-3, and what a pass by Backstrom, who hits Ward for the game-winning goal.
You know, Locker, home or away, the Caps have been the model of consistency.
Yeah, 16 road wins, 15 at home. On the 16 road wins, plus 11 goal differential, power play over 23%, only 10 roadies left for the team. The Caps 15-7-5 at home, goal differential better, power play better. In the last 14 here at Verizon, the Caps are 10-2-2, Aldo.
Boy, as we all know too well, February is the coldest month of the year, but there's absolutely nothing that can cool off Alexander Ovechkin.
Well, he's the best scorer in the league and not even close to anybody else. Leads the NHL in goals, 21 his last 23. Out of the mid-air against the Sens, a wicked wrister versus the Flyers' far side. He's going to beat you off a face-off. Nice win by Nicky against Ducks and Gibson on the power play. They all know it's coming, but they don't have an answer for it. And a breakaway versus Fleury, a beautiful backhand deke.
Everywhere you look, the name Ovechkin is at the top or near the top of any list.
Leads in goals, 2 better than Rick Nash. 4th in points, 4 behind Kane. Power play goals, he's 1st in the National Hockey League. 7 game winners, leads in shots, top 10 in hits. To me, it sounds like a Hart candidate for the grade 8.
Craig has mentioned this is just the very first time we'll see the Winnipeg Jets this year. 59 games into the season, this team has gone through a lot.
Yeah, up and down, sort of a good start, sort of some losing trends, and then all of a sudden they get rolling. The Winnipeg Jets are a real good opponent for the Caps. Holds down first wild card. They have 30 wins on the season and 70 points. Playoffs and Jets don't seem to go together. Big trade of Vander Kane to Buffalo for a bunch of guys and a first rounder. Perreault was hurt last game and may be done to the end of the season. He was having a good one with 18-18.
Not that you're going to miss him even if you wanted to, but Big Dustin Byfuglien is the Jet to watch.
Nice nickname, Big Buff. 14 goals, 40 points, having his best season overall with the Winnipeg Jets. Can play forward or defense. Tonight he will be on the blue line. To me, he's like a rover. The Caps have to beware of him, especially in the offensive zone.
Well, Joel Ward is certainly a gentleman who knows how to save the best for last. He's potted the game winner in 2 of the last 3 Cap wins. Get you back to Verizon for the opening face-off on Comcast Sportsnet. Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Capitals hockey is brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Sport Automotive, Chevrolet, and Honda. Carl Alsner's a sport fan. Be one too. Visit sportautomotive.com. MedStar Health, official medical team of the Washington Capitals. Mercedes-Benz, located on the web at mbusa.com. And by Throwback from the Virginia Lottery. Which decade are you throwing back to? So the Capitals haven't seen the inside of Horizon Center for a little while. Another East-West matchup for Washington as they entertain the Winnipeg Jets. First meeting of the season. And a false face-off as the officials tonight, Eric Furlat and Greg Kimmerly, will be the referees. Scott Driscoll, Tim Nowak working the lines. And Paul Maurice sends his number one line out there, centered by a red-hot Brian Little to get things started. Glad you're with us tonight here on Comcast Sportsnet. Wheeler working in tandem with Ladd and Little. Little, the man in the middle. Other than Alex Ovechkin, nobody has been hotter in the month of February in terms of scoring points than Brian Little of Winnipeg. This will go all the way down there. Andre Pavlik did have to play it as it bounces out. In front, Eric Fair. Brooks Laich had it and escaped, probably didn't know it. And now the Winnipeg Jets are able to start out.
And now, Pokin, this is going to be a good test for this Capitals line. Obviously, Fair, Wardo, and company are going to have to shut down that Wheeler unit. Wheeler, Ladd, and Little. As you talk, they've got a ton of goals. They have over 25 or 40% of their goals. The Caps have to beware of that top line, and the Caps trio has to shut them down here tonight.
And Craig, with the Jets suffering a recent injury to former Capital Matthew Perreault, Paul Maurice has decided to dress 7 defensemen tonight. And so we will see how he plays that out. So they will be down 1 forward. And 7 defensemen will dress with Adam Hardy getting the call.
Man, he'll probably play forward on that 4th line and get them in a rotation. Then if they have problems with their blue line core, he'll shuffle them back to the blue line.
We see Andre Burakovsky out there with Alex Ovechkin. And now a whistle here with a hand pass coming on back to the Washington end. Greg, let's take a look at our goaltending matchup this evening.
Man, Pavlik gets the nod for the Winnipeg Jets. Just 1 over 500, 2.55, 910. He's a big guy. The Caps in their history have had pretty good success denting the twine behind him. Braden Holtby gets the nod for the Caps. He's looking for his 28th win, Al. He is the workhorse here in town. Look for him to really play a lot down the stretch drive.
Andre Pavlik has faced the Capitals 27 times, 9, 14, and 2 is the Czech goaltender against Washington. And he has not been a hot man as of late. Why we were both a little surprised it's not Michael Hutchinson who's been getting most of the work lately for the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, that rookie's got some really nice numbers when you look around rookie goaltenders. He's been very good for this team with 17 wins.
So as Barry Trotz looks on, Craig, we need to hear your voice on value, presented by Morgan Franklin Consulting.
I think it's first-line focus. You know, we just mentioned Ladd, Little, and Wheeler. The Caps have to shut them down. And on the Capitals side, as they make a change, you've got to look to the Caps first line. Ovechkin, Backstrom, and Burakovsky, again, are going to have to be a factor in this game. Remember, they're not going to probably have the chance to get a checking unit against them. They're on home ice. I expect them to be flying around. They have been tremendous, and they're going to have to put pressure on this Winnipeg defensive core.
And you talk about first line, Paul Maurice quickly gets his first line back out there. So we've just barely played right now, 2 minutes into this game, already the second shift for this number 1 unit, and it brings Fair, Ward, and Laich out, as that is the matchup Barry Trotz needs to get consistently this evening with Carlson and Orpik as the defense pairing. Here is Blake Wheeler. He'll flip it into the Washington zone. Little and Carlson give chase. Carlson first to it. That is icing on the Winnipeg Jets. We invite you to join the conversation, as always, on Twitter. And we want to know from you, who is the most valuable player on the Capitals so far this season? Plenty of choices. A couple guys on the bench, one man between the pipes I could think of. Well, why don't you tell us what you think? Hashtag Capitals Talk. We'll hear from you throughout tonight's game. Michael Latta, ready to dig in for this faceoff. He is escorted out of the dot, as he is now going to be replaced by Jay Beagle, who will go head-to-head with Brian Little. Beagle, one of the top faceoff winners for the Washington Capitals on this season, gets the job done at 56.8% of the time. He got it done there as the Caps have possession in the Jet zone. Beagle behind the net for Latta, looking in front for Tom Wilson. He was marked by Dustin Byfuglien. Wilson now swoops in, throws it from a bad angle. Pavelec was there on that short side post.
Exactly what you want to do against this Czech goaltender. Throw things at his feet, look for rebounds, pounce on them. He's going to leave some dandies in front of the net. Capitals are going to have to jump on any loose change. Wilson playing a little chip and chase. The Jets control and start ahead. On the right wing side, this is Anthony Peluso, rubbed out there by Jack Hillen. He'll swing it around for Tom Wilson. Jim Slater marked him and kept the puck in for the Winnipeg Jets. Mike Green tries to dig it free. It works its way to the side of Braden Holtby. He was ready too, the way Pavelec was on that short side. Now the Capitals will have time as Tom Wilson, with some help from Jack Hillen, will regroup at center ice. Nick Backstrom hops over the net for the Washington Capitals and gets it back to Jack Hillen, who storms to center ice and dumps it into the Winnipeg end. Tyler Myers, the former Buffalo Sabre, now playing for the Winnipeg Jets, paired up with Toby Enstrom on the back line for Paul Maurice. Cross ice we go for Andre Burakovsky. Spins away from Jacob Trouba. Here's Carl Alzner, a centering pass. Backstrom was waiting right there. And also Ovechkin was also having a net drive there. Carl and the offense have been very good. The D have supplied a ton of offense to this Capitals team. Another sign of Alzner joining the rush. Real good chance in front.
Caps turn it over.
Tough play there in the corner by Winnipeg, just making sure they try to rotate it with Alex on a breakaway.
Ovechkin comes in, moves to the middle. Can't get the shot away all he wanted to, but Pavelec was there for the part he got. And a good opening chance for Alex Ovechkin.
Again in the neutral zone, taking chance of a turnover and just wheeling and dealing. He made a really good lateral move, but Pavelec was pretty good, moving side to side to take away that short side top shelf against the grade 8s.
It was Jacob Trouba, the outstanding young defenseman for the Winnipeg Jets, that Ovechkin snuck behind. Now Evgeny Kuznetsov can't get by Jacob Trouba, and the Jets will regroup with 6'7" Tyler Myers moving to center ice. He'll walk into the Washington zone. Myers fires high over Holtby into the netting for a stoppage in play.
Now, Koken, let's take a look back on that opportunity on a quick jailbreak by Ovechkin in the neutral zone. Look at him take away the shot at the point. Beautiful defensive coverage there. Off to the race he goes. He sees the defense coming in on him, and he tries to move laterally. Real good play against Trouba, getting in the shooting lane. You talk about OVs plus minus, you talk about him defensively. That's a perfect example of how to block a shot. Getting in line with the stick and the puck, and he creates a scoring chance for himself.
His defensive play has been magnificent all year long, and now we're starting to see, Craig, almost game in, game out, his defensive play creating turnover opportunities and breakaways.
And I think sometimes, probably early on in his career, probably didn't think that was going to happen now, Koken. He probably thought,
yep,
you know what, I'm just going to wheel and deal and I'll get my chances. Well, defense does lead to offense, and Ovechkin is a prime example here in Washington, leading the league in the goal-scoring category.
So here come the Capitals trying to get it out of their own end. Kuznetsov had his clearing attempt blocked on the play by Adam Lowry. Number 17 in white for the Winnipeg Jets. Thrown back in, Paul Maurice wants to get a line change and get that top group out there with Captain Andrew Ladd now deep on the forecheck.
And right off the bench comes Eric Fehr. You've got to be very alert and a lot of conversation on the bench to make those type of quick changes.
Blake Wheeler tries to spin from behind Braden Holtby's net. Now has it in the corner as he has been watched very, very closely by Eric Fehr. Good dogged work by Fehr, but Wheeler maintains possession. Wheeler to the front. Knocked off the puck with Brian Little as Joel Ward came in and separated Little from the puck.
Well, their first line has contributed to 59 goals. Their second line 29, third line 13, and fourth line 3. So you know the major focus has to be there for the Caps. I think they've got more balance. Their top 3 lines score a lot for this guys in red. That's the way they can beat Winnipeg, by the type of depth they have in their first 3 lines.
Fehr was perfectly positioned to stop that centering pass. The Jets' top line, though, giving the Capitals some trouble in their own end. This still is not done yet, as Little remains out there. Now here's the first look for Adam Pardy. Playing forward, as Maurice has gotten some fresh people out there, and the Caps trio still pinned in.
Well, he knows his role. He's a big defenseman, Al. There's nothing going to be fancy about Party. He's going to get in there and just hammer you when he gets a chance, when he gets out there, and that's the type of game they want from him. They elected to dress him instead of Klingberg, a young guy that played only 10 games in the National Hockey League, even though he spent 4 seasons with the American League.
A shot that never got through as Tom Wilson was stationed there in front of Holtby. His shot blocked, and a clearing attempt for the Washington Capitals will get the job done. With 12 minutes, 25 seconds to go in this first period. No score, a shot apiece registered for both the Capitals and Winnipeg Jets.
Hey, why doesn't this feel like the Pittsburgh game here tonight?
Yeah, there's not a lot of buzz right now.
There's a big difference, isn't it, buddy?
I think the fans are still just trying to thaw out.
Yeah, for sure.
So far, though, I think it's been the Jets with the territorial edge, though maybe the best chance of the night, though, came on the Alex Ovechkin break.
Well, that's what they probably had in their game plan under Paul Maurice. Try to jump on the Capitals early, returning from a long road trip. Everybody talks about it. No one has a solution for it. First game back always seems to be tough. No matter what league, no matter what level, it's always tough to get back into the groove when you come home after a long trip.
Jill Sorensen is joining us this evening. She'll have more on that in a few moments. Karl Alzner with some help there by Evgeny Kuznetsov, and the Capitals finally get it out of the zone. Here comes Marcus Johansson. Got the puck in his skates. The Jets defenseman loses a stick. He gets help from one of the forwards. Back to the point. A drive by Johansson, and that deflects in traffic.
And notice he had a hard time getting that puck out because actually he had another stick, and he was shooting the wrong way. He's a lefty, and he was shooting with a right stick, and the backhand didn't go far. Fortunately for Winnipeg, they were able to clear.
Looks like wheeling into the zone. His shot attempt was blocked before it ever got to Andre Pavlik. We are going to see a lot of this matchup. It's amazing how Paul Maurice just probably almost like double shifting these #1 line. He's got him out there again, so that means Fair, Ward, and Light return for Barry Trotz.
Well, they average over 1930 a game, each of them, so they're going to be out there a lot against that line.
Holtby with his first big test of the night, and he was ready for that as Dustin Byfuglien pounded it from the inside the blue line. Braden Holtby back in the nets as usual for the Caps. One good way to stay warm. Cap fans have seen a scoreless first period, 9:25 into it. Star Trek is presented by Toyota and will feature 2 guys who will see a lot of each other tonight.
And Brian Little's the main man for Winnipeg, centering that top trio. 11 points, 5 goals the last 8 games. Has the second best shooting percentage in the National Hockey League. John Carlson, a career year for Big John. 25 even strength assists, tied for first among all defensemen. John's been hot lately. He's got 2+1 his last 4, and 1 point away from hitting the 40-point plateau.
Averaging 32 shifts a game over his last 4 contests, and probably may exceed that tonight if he's going to be out there every time Little, Ladd, and Wheeler return.
And a little stick work down in the corner. I think that's where one of the sticks snapped in half, and also some snow work, but to me it's probably a lot of the snow, but also pieces of the stick that was snapped by one of their defenders.
Gathered up by linesman Tim Nowak. Nissan presents the road to the playoffs, and we see how the Capitals are sitting right now in the Eastern Conference.
And this is my surprise team right there, the Panthers. They're creeping up on Boston, who seems to have slid a little bit. The Caps in pretty solid position in that wild card, but they want to move up. They want to get #1 in the Metro, and a lot of people are thinking if they do that, they could win the Eastern Conference come playoff time. That's how good this Capitals team is playing right now. I don't think there's many teams in the East playing as well as the guys in red.
Boston Bruins losing another shootout last night, this time in Edmonton, as it went to the 13th round. And they lose to the Edmonton Oilers. Let's take a look at some game notes for this contest with Paul Maurice behind the Winnipeg bench.
Starting at the top with Alex Ovechkin, 21-23, leads the NHL with 37 against Atlanta/Winnipeg, 41 goals in 53 games. Look for him to score tonight. The Capitals 10-2-2 here on home ice. A lot of good stuff. The Caps are trending in the right direction.
That's not a misprint, is it, Blacker? That's 41
Yes.
goals and 41 assists in 55 games, and the Great 8 on the move right now. Finds Carl Alsner, who's been jumping up all night. Burakovsky fires. And Pavlik was there for that as Andre Burakovsky getting the call on the right wing this evening on that top unit. Toby Enstrom keeps it alive. Quick shot at hit the post to the right of Holtby. He was beaten, but the post bails him, and the Capitals out.
Yeah, he moved well after that puck, playing that post to the right side. And to his blocker, real good sneak in there by Tobias Enstrom to get that shot away.
He has been paired up with Tyler Myers, as we mentioned. Talk about the ultimate Mutt and Jeff combination. The 6'7" or 6'8" Tyler Myers going with Toby Enstrom, who's generously listed at 5'11".
He can wheel, though. I like his style. You know, he wants to create offense. And Tyler Myers, for a big fella out, Koken, skates well and can handle the puck.
Paul Maurice telling us before the game that he really sees Tyler Myers kind of starting to settle in, that it just was probably a case of needing a fresh start. The former Calder Trophy winner as Rookie of the Year back in 2010 needed something to kind of change the direction of his career and could get it now in Winnipeg.
As did Kane. I think Kane's time, we knew it was numbered in this organization in Winnipeg, and they were looking for their best deal before the deadline day, March 2nd.
Kuznetsov stops, looks for options, tries to find Brooks Laich cutting back door. That was too far ahead of him. Laich trying to keep it inside the line. Instead, it'll be coming out with TJ Gagliardi on the move, number 21 for the Winnipeg Jets. And another whistle here for a stoppage in play. We will step aside. A little sleepy start at Verizon Center. And some luck for Braden Holtby. Beaten, but not scored on.
Welcome back to Caps Hockey. It's a scoreless game here against the Winnipeg Jets. And you know, this morning the Caps talked about avoiding a letdown after a successful road trip. 4 times this season, the Caps have gone on a 3 or more games road trip. 3 of the 4 times they've returned home from those road trips and lost their first game at Verizon Center. So they know they want to avoid that. In fact, they just did that to the Anaheim Ducks, who returned from a 4-game road trip, lost to the Caps in Anaheim. And another potential pitfall here, Al, their next 3 games against division opponents. They cannot look ahead.
No, Jill, they can. And in fact, they know firsthand they were a team that paid the Anaheim Ducks that same thing. The Ducks were coming back from a long road trip and didn't have all their juices flowing the night the Capitals beat them on last Sunday. So it's going to be interesting to see how Barry Trotz can avoid that dreaded letdown. Craig, did you always find that out? Was that, it's a hockey cliche because it's usually true, right?
Yeah, it is true. I mean, you get back, you've got your family, you got friends, you got people coming to the game, you're taking care of tickets, you've got family to deal with. You know, there's a lot of different things going on, and just the smallest thing, whether it's getting a new do. I saw a couple of guys, Brower and Greeny, getting their hair done, getting some new do's, and obviously family stuff.
Holtby moves over quickly and robs Andrew Ladd as this little Ladd and Wheeler line continues to pester the Washington Capitals. Now Byfuglien's shot deflected into the netting, and we've got another stoppage in play. And Braden Holtby very quick there on a good scoring opportunity.
Yeah, the Jets with 4 shots on net, long range, big rebound, sharp angle by Andrew Ladd, the longtime Winnipeg Jet and the captain of this hockey team. Lets it go in a hurry, but Braden, that quickness coming across. Notice where his stick is, Al Koken. Perfectly placed to easily make that stop.
So square to the shooter, even by having to go side to side, post to post. That position to Braden Holtby, all the work he does with Mitch Korn, paying off big time in his 49th game of the year. Make that 50th game of the year, 49th start of the season. Now we're going to have our first power play of the night. It will belong to the Washington Capitals as the most penalized team in hockey, the Winnipeg Jets. Flagged down by Greg Kimmerly on a tripping call.
Yeah, Mark Scheifele will head to the box. Here's
Winnipeg
the call.
Number 55, 2 minutes tripping.
And Maurice is not going to like this on our 84 Lumber slow-mo cam. There's Scheifele, the youngster. Has a real good freshman year last year. There he trips Mike Green as he wheeling out of the zone. The Capitals power play goes to work. We knew the Caps could get power plays. Number 1 when it comes to the amount of penalties they've taken this year, 289. So make it 290 penalties that this team has taken.
So the Capitals Number 2 unit in the National Hockey League. Power play goals, 5 of them in their last 5 games. They're coming off a 2 power play goal performance against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And they start to work here, but the Winnipeg Jets are the first to clear it as Scheifele gets the tripping call at 12:26 of period 1.
And this Jets team, Al Koken, 2 power play goals allowed in each of their last 3 games. The Capitals have to jump on this power play, get some energy out of the building and into their legs. This is a big part of the game. Get energy first game back, and this power play could provide it.
Jacob Trouba first to it. Watched by Backstrom, gets help from Mark Stewart, his partner, but not out. Ovechkin now swings around for Mike Green with 1:25 to go in the extra man. Backstrom and Johansson exchange positions. Mike Green is the trigger man up top. The playmaker is number 19, who's got it now. Back to Green, fake the shot. Now Green trying to look for help in front. Returns it to Nick Backstrom. Those 2 play catch. Backstrom walks in, fires, and grabbed out of the air by Ondrej Pavelec. Very apropos to see Nick Backstrom as we bring you our assist leaders presented by your local Hyundai dealers. Let them assist you in scoring the lowest prices on the hottest lineup in America.
Way to go, Nick Backstrom. 15 assists the last 15 games. Propels him past Voracek, 2 behind him, ahead of Crosby, Giroux, and Joe Thornton. He's number 1 in the National Hockey League.
Mike Green heads to the Capital bench, replaced by John Carlson. The rest of the group stays out there with exactly a minute to go in the Mark Scheifele tripping call. Here's Ovechkin. He was denied positioning by Blake Wheeler. Little watching Nick Backstrom operate on the far boards. Carlson up front, and Troy Brouwer delivers, and again, Ondrej Pavelec ready for that.
Well, I think Maurice's plan here on the penalty kill is simple. Let's deny Ovechkin any opportunities and let someone else, if they're going to score, the other 4 guys may have to do it. Here is earlier on in the play. Notice down low, no space whatsoever. Gagliardi right next to him. Me and my shadow. The puck's way on the other side. So if they're going to shadow Ovechkin like that, that makes it a 4-on-3. And that's why OV now at the point makes it a little more difficult to cover because he can sneak in. He has more room at the point. If they bring somebody to the point, they will have a lot of room to operate down below the top of the circles.
Adam Party, the man who gets the clear there. 25 seconds left to go. Barry Trotz has his 2nd unit out there right now. But Joel Ward, the long deflection flagged down by Pavelec, and that means there will be a face-off to his left with 22 seconds to go in the Scheifele tripping call.
Wardo, the hero last game, 2 game-winning goals the last 4 games for this Capitals team. 24 points plus 1. There you see the game-winning stats below. A beautiful setup that was put together by Nick Backstrom in the Pittsburgh game, Al Koken. He said, Wardo, just get a little tighter to the post. Don't worry, I'll find you. I'll get it past skates, sticks, and bodies. And he put it right on the money for the winner against Fleury.
He's back out there now. Carlson fires and scores! A face-off win, another pass, and John Carlson comes up big for the Washington Capitals with his 9th of the year.
42nd power play goal for this Caps unit, and now you have the fans into it. It's all about getting the puck to the point. Great play by Backstrom, and there's the blast. And look at the bodies in front. Way to go, guys, in front of the net. Look at Mojo getting that puck along with Nick, but look at where he goes immediately to get lined up with the shooter, and it blows right past Mojo and Stewart. Give credit to the man retrieving the puck, which is Backstrom and Mojo. Mojo goes immediately to the net, and it's a long-range blast. The Caps up 1-0.
Craig, a perfect example of how sometimes a face-off win doesn't come from just one man. The group has got to do it, and because of it, the Capitals have that all-important first goal.
And Nick Backstrom, another assist to add to his lead that we just looked at, brought to you by Hyundai. The way he scored there, add another one to that total.
It just continues to get better and better for number 19. Interesting that Barry Trotz late in the power play got him back on the ice when that 2nd unit had been back there, and it pays off big time for Washington. Now the Capitals' 4th line works out there. Eric Fehr joining both Beagle and Tom Wilson. The announcement for John Carlson's 9th of the year. Nick Backstrom picking up the assist, as well as Marcus Johansson coming away at 14-10. So why not celebrate? We know how important goal number 1 is for the Caps. John Carlson has delivered it. Capitals 27-1-4 when scoring first. John Carlson has done just that. Our Capitals CSN Washington Capitals insider is Chuck Gormley. He's brought to you by Burke and Herbert Bank. And Chuck, the trade deadline makes things very interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, you guys were just talking about this. 11 days away. Barry Trotz said today he's okay rotating guys like Andre Burakovsky and Tom Wilson on that top line right wing. But if Brian McClellan wants to go out there and help this team on the offensive side, there are plenty of players. Sean Bergenheim from Florida, Curtis Glencross from Calgary. Each of those guys have recently asked for trades. Antoine Vermette, the list goes on and on. One GM, Don Maloney from Arizona, said generally the best deals come at the deadline.
It's going to be fascinating to see what happens. So many teams still feel they're in it. The Capitals, Brooks Laich fires. Carlson got the rebound, but couldn't control it. He had a lot of room to shoot on Andre Pavlik.
And a real good back check by their captain, Andrew Ladd. Got just enough of Carlson's stick, or it would have been a layup past the catching glove. Real good defense by their number 16.
Greg, we're seeing the Capital defensemen, Carlson, Alzner, both of them have been jumping up on the play a lot this evening. Right now it's Jack Hillen trying to keep an eye on that top unit for the Winnipeg Jets. As Blake Wheeler now gives a little piece of Jack Hillen. He'll clear to center. Then Wheeler starts back again. Blake Wheeler moving around. With Thorburn driving to the net, he disrupted Braden Holtby, who's shaking his left hand in that catching mitt. He may have got a piece of the Thorburn stick as he drove by.
I think he did. Thorburn came with the stick high.
Kuznetsov shooting, and Jacob Trouba got enough of that to take it into the netting.
Well, John Carlson on the board has his 40th point, has his 9th goal of the season, and he gets another quality chance. But watch Andrew Ladd, and notice where the Capitals jump on them. Again, between the blue line. So good in the neutral zone. And there's Andrew Ladd. What a play on our Jeep net cam. Pavlik is beat here. After a big juicy rebound, it's around his pad. If not for Ladd, the Caps are up 2-0. John Carlson and the rest of the D taking over where the road trip left them. And over those 4 games, they racked up 11 points. They have another one tonight.
Carlson fires, and Pavlik was quick there as he got the shoulder and the arm on a quick snapshot by Carl Alzner, already with 4 goals on the season.
Yeah, he was screened there by Gagliardi, and he did not see it. Real good wrist shot. Look at Gagliardi come out, just about got in the way too much. And he made sure that right leg didn't extend out there. That puck trying to be a body blow. The importance of getting that shot away for the Caps. Carl Alzner, as you mentioned, those 4 goals. Imagine that, Al Koken, a pick way back in 07. Man, doesn't seem like that, does it?
No, it doesn't. And I remember the Capitals didn't think they were going to get him. Remember, they were picking 5th. Los Angeles picking ahead of him, took Thomas Hickey. And I remember then general manager George McPhee going up, and they were so convinced that Carl Alzner wasn't going to be there, they were going to take Sam Gagner. And George McPhee almost mentioned Gagner as opposed to Alzner. So they were very lucky to get a man who has been an absolute workhorse here in the nation's capital. Here is Matt Niskanen, Carl Alzner's defensive partner, throwing it behind the Winnipeg net. Alzner jumping in with a good pinch to keep it alive for Washington. And Alexander Ovechkin lays out a Winnipeg Jet down in the corner. Nick Backstrom comes to help out. That was Byfuglien, not just any Winnipeg Jet he laid out. So that is a lot of meat right there. 235 Ovechkin, 265 Byfuglien. And here is Ovechkin with Burakovsky. Tries to get it to Burakovsky, and a brilliant play by Mark Scheifele on the back check.
Yeah, good dive there on the back check, helping out his defenseman, Alex Ovechkin. You know, we've seen those 2 guys hook up a lot. Burakovsky goes wide. They did it twice in Anaheim, and they're a same type of jailbreak. And it all comes from the neutral zone, Al Koken. They've been so good between the 2 blue lines, which is a big part of the game now in the NHL.
Now we've got a whistle, a stoppage in play as some of the glass came out. And why not? 6', 8" Tyler Myers can move a lot of bodies, and as we find, plexiglass.
Yeah, basketball game here last night. Georgetown, another win. Quick turnaround for the staff here at Verizon Center, and that glass just cannot handle that type of size of Myers. Here comes Ovechkin, the diving play made by Scheifele, their young guy. 7th overall pick in 2011. Or Burakovsky has another layup. Notice he's on his forehand and he's ready to pull the trigger. Two good defensive plays. One by Ladd, one by Scheifele, or this game could be 3-0.
Very reminiscent of how Andre Burakovsky scored one of his 2 goals against the Anaheim Ducks last Sunday. Well, you can join the team today and purchase your 2015-2016 full season tickets. You will have guaranteed access to purchase 2015 Stanley Cup playoff tickets, as well as the opportunity to use the pay-as-we-play payment option. Become a member of Club Red 365 today by visiting WashingtonCaps.com or simply calling 202-266-CAPS.
Well, with the glass being put in, Aldo, let's take a look at some Alex Ovechkin work, some goals on our Thompson Creek window of opportunity out of midair against Ottawa. Nice handiwork there by OV on the power play, just ripping one against the Flyers on the club side off the base against Gibson. Another one on the power play. They all know it's coming. They can't stop it against the Penguins. A wonderful backhand deep. The grade 8 has been great from day one of this season. Reached everybody in the NHL with 37 goals. He's one guy, I guess, that didn't get a haircut yesterday. Al Koken. There you look at his numbers. And how about that last one? Pretty impressive. Big time improvement over his last several seasons when it look at plus minus, and the way he came from being so low last year to the difference this year. It's night and day.
You know, it was interesting again in having the opportunity to chat a little bit with Paul Maurice before the game. He was a guy who saw a lot of Alexander Ovechkin when he was coaching the Carolina Hurricanes, and he is in agreement that he always thought the criticism of Ovechkin was so far overblown. He said this kid always competed against us. He always worked hard against us. He was always throwing his weight around in addition to scoring goals, and he really was in agreement that this guy has gotten a bad rap by some commentators. No matter where you look in North America, in this country, across the border, he's just been a target for some unjustified reasons.
Well, I don't think there's any in between. I think you either love Alex Ovechkin or you don't.
Yeah.
You know, he's that type of player, and we obviously love him to death the way he plays here. And now that people are seeing him play every part of the game, they're getting a second sense and a different sense of how great the Capitals captain is.
There sure is an MVP season
unfolding
before our very eyes as the Caps continue to pepper Andre Pavlik in that Winnipeg net. Now up to 10 shots on goal. The Caps have got the only tally of the evening, a John Carlson power play goal, 14-10 into this first period. Another turnover created by the Capitals. Light, Ward, and Fair continue out there. Fair now has hit the bench as Marcus Johansson, Nicholas Backstrom hops over. Alex Ovechkin joins him, and here comes the Capitals top line. So that'll get Paul Maurice to change up for the Winnipeg Jets with 1:30 to go in this first period. Ovechkin moves away from Trouba. Ovechkin walks in, tries to throw it in front, and scores! Number 38 on the year for the Great Eight, and it's 2-0 Capitals.
And it's his third shot of this game, and he buries one past the left pad of Pavlik. And notice this right here. It's the breakaway speed from stop to go, and then the finish between Stewart's legs and then the 5-hole against Pavlik. Amazing. But it all comes from a turnover. In years past, maybe he didn't have that explosion from a standstill, but we see it right there. Just blowing past the defenseman, getting a step, a little lateral move, and things are going the way for the Great Eight, aren't they?
Well, this game took a little while to heat up, but Alexander Ovechkin and company have got things going now. A 2-0 lead as we get you to the final minute of this first period. And the Verizon Center crowd now loving what the Capitals have done as this game is unfolding.
He can do no wrong right now, Al Koken. Everything he does turns to goal.
It's so quick. He's just trying to get it through a screen player through a goaltender, no matter what, Alex Ovechkin has got the touch. Carl Alzer will pick up one of the assists on Alex Ovechkin's 38th of the year. And Matt Niskanen grabbing the other at 18:35 of period one. So, Craig, that also keeps the streak alive as John Carlson started. But the Capitals defense corps now has been outstanding. They certainly continue to rack up the points overall for the Washington Capitals. They now have 131 points on the season, number 3 in the National Hockey League in terms of points from defensemen.
And Alex Ovechkin has now scored 9 consecutive games against the Winnipeg Jets. A pretty amazing stat.
That shot blocked at the buzzer by Brooks Laich, giving it up to stop a drive at the end to protect this 2-0 lead. The Great Eight has struck again. So is that man. John Carlson got it all started, and the Washington Capitals enjoying a 2-0 lead after the opening 20 minutes on Comcast Sportsnet. Here's what's coming up on Lattice's Intermission Live. We're delighted to get a visit with one of our Capitals' 40th anniversary stars, former Capital captain Ryan Walter. We'll get you highlights and stats, and Craig Laughlin breaks out the telestrator to talk about the Capitals' offense. John Carlson buzzes one by Andre Pavlik to get it started. Alex Ovechkin adds to it, and the Caps got it by 2 into the locker room.
Capitals Intermission Live, presented by Lattices.
Goals in 4 straight, 22 in his last 24, 38 on the season. Alex Ovechkin is unbelievable. With Alan May, I'm Rob Carlin. What a great goal at the end of the period.
Well, yeah, he loves to play against the Winnipeg Jets, but this is a little bit different how they're having to score goals right now. He takes that puck off the boards, gets to the net, drives there the entire time. Couldn't quite corral the puck. It's bouncing all over the place. Finds it, keeps focused on the puck, chops at it, goes 5-hole. What a beautiful goal.
The fact that they're up 2-0 after the first 7 or 8 minutes of that first period, they just looked like they were having that post-road trip blues, and then they kind of figured things out.
Well, they're not used to this version of the Winnipeg Jets yet. They're big, they're physical, they want to keep the puck on the boards. They're tough on the forecheck, they're tough on the puck, and you've got to find a way to keep that puck away from the middle of the ice. What you have to do is you've got to use the boards, and you've got to pound it off the wall. So what the Caps started to do later in the period is they take the puck on the breakouts. The puck's got to go off the boards. You can't try to pass through people. You've got to use redirects, and they're everywhere. They're one of the biggest teams in the National Hockey League. Lots of guys, 6'5", 6'4", 6'3", all over the place. They crashed the net, but the Capitals took a little bit of time to figure it out. But once they did, they really had the momentum about the last 8 minutes of the period.
Yeah, the most penalized team in hockey gets a penalty that leads to a power play goal by John Carlson. All of a sudden, the Caps get a little momentum. Alex Ovechkin gets a goal, and the Caps at the end of the first period have a 2-0 lead as Ovi gets it done there late in the period. We'll go back down to Verizon Center and get the thoughts of Smoke and Alan Lockers, the Caps lead here on Comcast Sportsnet.
There's a look at the Alexander Ovechkin bobblehead doll that was given out to all the fans in attendance tonight. So why not put a little icing on the cake? The Great Eight says, you got my bobblehead, now you got to see me score number 38 and add to his league lead. We're underway here in period 2. Al Koken, Craig Laughlin, Jill Sorensen from Verizon Center on Comcast Sportsnet. The Caps on the attack. That number 1 line out there for Winnipeg. That brings Fair, Light, and Ward out, and a quick shot by Joe Ward finds the glove of Andre Pavlik. While we've got the stoppage in play off the Pavlik save, let's get you our McDonald's trivia question for the night. Who were the last set of teammates to lead the NHL in both goals and assists?
Very interesting.
Well, we're seeing what's going on right now with Nick Backstrom and Alex Ovechkin, but who was the last group or last pair of teammates to do that previously? Are we thinking Great White North again, or?
You think so, huh? Back in the 80s, Al Koken?
The Islanders could also come into play here.
Yeah.
Some very good possibilities with Trache and Bossy, Curry and Gretzky.
Penguins had some firepower.
Well, we'll give you a little opportunity to think that over. Our McDonald's trivia question. Not done with it yet. Here's Nick Backstrom. Tries to shake and bake his way past a big hit by Mark Stewart. That's not going to work, and the Jets still can't get it out. Andre Burakovsky was lurking and almost picked up that loose puck. Caps have created a number of turnovers already, Craig, and they have been the beneficiary of it. Alex Ovechkin, certainly Exhibit A.
Alex Ovechkin riding now a 6-game point streak for this Caps team. They wanted to face off inside the zone, did the Caps, coming outside for Nick Backstrom. Backy and Ovechkin, the highest scoring duel in the National Hockey League. Alex Ovechkin, you see all time moving up the rank. Nick Backstrom now tied with Ben Gustafson and one away from tying Dale Hunter. And pretty soon, as I said earlier on this season, he'll be in fourth spot all by himself.
I mean, we're not talking very long before you just see those two names and everybody else says, hey, remember me? I once did something here in the nation's capital before those two struck. It has been an unbelievable run. It's still kind of amazing to me to think that it's 10 years now of Alex Ovechkin in a Washington Capitals uniform.
And they're still in their prime.
Yes.
I mean, this is just the start of their prime. We're going to have many, many more years from those two guys.
Ovechkin 29, Nick Backstrom 27. Those are right in the prime category for a hockey player. Here come the Winnipeg Jets trying to get something going with newcomer Drew Stafford, also acquired in that big blockbuster Evander Kane trade with the Buffalo Sabres. We didn't know if Stafford would play tonight as he suffered an upper body injury the other night against the Edmonton Oilers, but is out there wearing number 12 and operating on that second line. Toby Enstrom had the best opportunity for the Jets in the first period, hitting a goalpost past Braden Holtby, who easily collars that shot from Chris Thorburn.
Yeah, an easy pickoff there, coming through the neutral zone, try to generate some interest against this Capitals team. Thorburn's a tough customer. Scheifele got that shot away off the heel of his stick. Scheifele, a good season last year for this team, 34 points in 63 games. Great shape, top 10 rookies. Paul Maurice and Barry Trotz, in my mind, very similar. They came in, I know he took over mid-season, did Paul Maurice, but they have the same theories and thoughts. They really wanted a team that it was in tremendous condition. He made that perfectly aware to all the players early on. He wanted to play a system, and any player that goes to Winnipeg says, hey, we play with a purpose. We have a plan. We have a system. All parts of Paul Maurice.
As we showed you at the beginning, so hungry for playoff possibilities are the fans in Winnipeg. This franchise moving from Atlanta. These two teams, longtime Southeast Division foes. The Capitals have won the last 6 meetings with the Jets and are off to a good start tonight. Greg Hadid brings us the road ahead and a very interesting matchup coming up Saturday.
A couple of matinees this weekend. One we'll have for you right here, 12:30 against the Islanders, who lead the Met Division. Sunday, we're up at the Philadelphia Flyers. It'll be covered nationally on NBC, as will Wednesday against the Penguins on NBCSN. Friday, we kick it back up against the Hurricanes. And Sunday, we'll face off against the Toronto Maple Leafs at 7 o'clock.
Doesn't seem like anybody can slow down the New York Islanders. They're in action tonight. Streit, Boychuk, and Tavares with a 3-1 lead now over Nashville on Long Island this evening. Rangers of Vancouver tied up at 1. Stepan and Matthias trading goals. Scott Hartnell has given the Columbus Blue Jackets a 1-0 lead over Pittsburgh. So the Caps could pass the Penguins with a Penguin loss and a victory tonight. And they can do the same thing over the New York Rangers if Vancouver can come back at Madison Square Garden.
Congrats to Scott Hartnell, longtime NHLer. Last week played his 1,000th game in the National Hockey League. Quite an accomplishment for a guy that plays in those dirty areas, is always in the thick of things in every corner on an ice rink.
The Jets flagged for icing. Michael Latta and the Capital fourth line out there with Beagle and Tom Wilson. And I was kind of curious to see how Barry Trotz would play things. You know, we've seen Barry give guys who have been scratched immediate time back. Jason Chimera and Aaron Volpatti are the healthy scratches this evening. But with a physical and huge Winnipeg team, I think he's going to keep that Latta-Wilson combination on the fourth line together.
Well, just look at what Latta did last game. That was a game changer, you know, when he fought that big defenseman Bertuzzo. He's got 7 majors, tops in this Caps team. He just lays it on the line. He picks his spots. He knows when to go. He knows when the Caps need energy. He's one of those guys that's going to continue to get better, too, because we've seen his hands outspoken. he can become a real goal scorer because he has all the attributes. He has the toughness already in place. It's hard to make that and generate that if you're not a tough player, and he brings that. And along with his hands, he's going to be a good one.
No rookie has more fighting majors in the NHL this season than number 46 for the Caps, Michael Latta. Fans, you can stay up to date on your favorite team and download the new CSN Washington app today. Featuring breaking news, instant analysis, scores, and now video. Get everything Capitals, Skins, Wizards, DC United, and more right now on the new CSN Washington app.
In the last 7 games now, or last 6 games in a period and a half, the Capitals have outscored this Jets team 28-10. They've dominated the Winnipeg Jets with offense, Al Koken, and that's continued here tonight.
Jets are even having trouble just getting anything through to Braden Holtby. Mike Green was there to stop the Michael Frolik opportunity. A quick line change as the Capitals get the matchup they want now against Toby Enstrom and Tyler Myers. Myers will pepper it in behind Holtby, who sets it up for Matt Niskanen. Andre Burakovsky out there for the grade 8. Alex Ovechkin. Burakovsky on the follow-up and finds Michael Latta at the end of his shift. He'll change to get number 19 Nick Backstrom on the ice. Backstrom in as the Jets start up 4 abreast. Frolik chips it past Carl Alzner. Alzner held him up just enough to let Matt Niskanen, his defense partner, get it and clear it for Washington.
Fast exits have been perfect for the Caps. They're giving the Winnipeg Jets absolutely no offensive zone time. It's worked perfectly so far here in this game.
How about that? A pass from Ben Sherrick broke his stick. A pass, Craig Laughlin. That new equipment. What happened to the old lumber that you used to carry around?
You couldn't break a wooden stick like that. I guess, you know, $250 down the drain there for that snap of the shaft.
A pass from Ben Sherritt, and now he's got to get fresh lumber.
And we're going to take a look at that little play out. Koken just moving it D to D, gets it, tries to move up, and there's the torque snapped right with his lower hand. These guys are so strong, and look at that stick. Watch it just bend, and it snaps because of the power of the defenseman trying to snap it up to his forwards waiting at center ice.
Yeah, Carl Alzner, as he flipped the puck, it did go out of play, and they said it didn't hit a Winnipeg Jet player. So a delay of game call now against Carl Alzner. 4 minutes and 29 seconds into period 2. The Winnipeg Jets will have their first power play opportunity, ranked 15th, as you see, in the National Hockey League with the extra man. So Alzner, delay of game, also one of the top Capital defensemen in terms of penalty kill. So we'll see how the Capitals will operate without him now for the next minute and 35 seconds.
No, the Capital specialty teams, the PK, you know, we always rave about the power play, but the PK has been terrific. Nice play by Holtby, just firing it down himself, Al Koken. The last 12 games coming into this one, operating at over 88%. They've been downright stingy. They've dominated the opposition's power plays.
They have killed off 10 of the last 10 times shorthanded, have not allowed a power play goal in the last 3 games. Jets trying to stop that as Blake Wheeler spins it back for Dustin Byfuglien. He'll find Tobias Enstrom. Work it down along the wall where Brian Little is stationed. Little down low. Sweeping in is Wheeler. Holtby got that. Byfuglien couldn't get the rebound past him. And now Nick Backstrom quit stick. That looked to me like it was across the blue line, and finally we get the late whistle and an offside against the Winnipeg Jets.
Time now to take a look at our Toyota League leaderboard, Al Koken. Guys blocking a ton of shots. The Caps have 2 of the best in Orpik and Karlsson. It's amazing to me that they're partners, and look at the blocked shots that they've had. Amazing. 184 combined. At the top is Chris Russell out of Calgary, 186. Yossi, Georges all block a ton, but this pair in Washington, you get hits from Orpik, you get blocks from Orpik, and you're getting a ton of blocks from his partner.
Absolutely. I mean, Brooks Orpik, we knew that reputation coming in, and Craig, we mentioned this at the end of the broadcast in Pittsburgh the other night. You will never convince me those Pittsburgh fans that walked out were shaking their heads saying, you don't think we could have kept one of those 2 guys,
well,
Orpik or Niskanen?
Yeah, and the one guy you probably miss, you know, I love Niski too, but you miss Orpik. I didn't think they had toughness on defense the other night against the Caps. I thought the Caps were faster, they were in the zone, they were all over them, and they shut down the 2 big fellas, Malkin and Crosby.
How incredible were those Ovechkin-Orpik battles in Caps Penguin games past? But right now, the Capitals are 10 seconds away from denying the Winnipeg Jets their first power play opportunity of the night. One more chance for the Jets. Here's Tyler Myers walking in, fires, and that's gobbled up with the glove of Braden Holtby. And now a little pushing and shoving in front of the Capital netminder. So the Caps kill off the Carl Alsner delay of game penalty. Tyler Myers and the Jets still down 2.
Come back, Capitals leading the Jets here 2-0. And you know, there's been a lot of talk about how this Caps team plays now and are they ready to make a playoff run. And it was interesting listening to that Pittsburgh game on the Pittsburgh broadcast, the post-game show. The announcers actually said this team is built for the playoffs. We certainly haven't heard too much of that in years past. Of course, you know about their physical play. You know they are playing better with a lead. They are dominant when they have a lead and when they score first. But this is interesting, guys. Before this month, when a Caps opponent scored first, they were 1-13-6. This month, when an opponent scores first, they are 3-3. So you're talking about some mental fortitude now. And here with this 2-0 lead, they're not letting down. There's some mental fortitude there as well.
Jill, no doubt about it. We saw a quick shot of Alexander Ovechkin. I go back to Sunday night in Anaheim where the Caps fell behind early. Ovechkin scored a goal and then got him back in the 2-1. And here's a 2-on-1 break. Wilson couldn't collar that pass from Michael Latta as the Caps again buzzing with Jay Beagle a chance. Wilson one more opportunity. The puck is still loose, and finally TJ Gagliardi will skate it clear for Winnipeg as that Capital fourth line had 3 great chances.
And Joe made some great points, and often it comes down to a great belief. The Capitals right now as a team, as a player individually, have a great belief in that locker room. They believe they can win. They believe they can come back down 1, 2, or 3. It does not matter. Their game plan and their system fits this group to a T. And playoff mode means your systems are in order. Your penalty killing is where you want it at. Your power play is where you want it. And your 5-on-5. Everything is in order.
Backstrom walking in, moves in, and Pavlik shut the door there as Nick Backstrom ran out of real estate.
Yeah, he was trying to shovel that puck across the seam to his running mate, Burakovsky or Alex Ovechkin. And you nailed it, Al Koken. Ran into no real estate left, but it's a good play. Watch him wheel, and look at, he's trying to feather a backhand right here. And its backhand doesn't go across to Burakovsky. Another chance. Good play by this fourth line. And just about connects there was Wilson from Latta. Good shift there to create some energy.
That's more of what I want to see out of Tom Wilson. Just don't hesitate. Start firing the puck. Get to the front of the net. Track down some loose pucks. I think Tom Wilson has had a few really good shifts in this hockey game. Capitals start back up. Nick Backstrom almost spun off with a check by Michael Frolik. But Nick Backstrom, so deceptively strong, keeps with it and finds Carlson. Carlson's backhand didn't get all of that, and Pavlik got the rest.
Might have been a little bit of reach in from Byfuglien, who has tremendous wingspan to get a piece of that shot. Carlson's had 2 or 3 great chances, even with the goal here tonight.
Here comes Brian Little. Looks cross ice. The front to Michael Frolik. That was stopped. Little's chance, and that hits John Carlson in the face. Carlson, dazed momentarily, finally picks up his stick and heads to the Capital bench.
Not sure if it hit him directly or ramped up after the poke check as he leaned forward to try to take that puck away from the forward.
Winnipeg's top line getting some of the best opportunities of the evening, but the Capitals will start back. On the left wing side, it's Brooks Laich. Couldn't make that extra move on Enstrom, who stood there with him. I'd say the Jets have been breaking out of their zone very cleanly, Craig, either.
No, that's good forecheck by the Caps. Good positioning, good space. John Carlson, their last shift, got hit in the face on a ramp up, it looked like, from up here. Here you'll see the break in, and it's a quick shot. Watch him throw his stick out. And notice as it goes right up his stick shaft and hits him right in the side of the cheek. The right cheekbone takes that puck flush, no cut, and John looks fine on the bench.
Well, good sign there. Early in this period, statistician Carter Myers had mentioned us 8 of 9, the Capitals winning in the faceoff department. They got another one there and get another scoring opportunity. Hitting the deck in front of Pavlik is Troy Brouwer, and the puck stays out of the Winnipeg cage.
Yeah, they're winning draws and they're taking it to the net. Here it is right off the faceoff. Alsner sets it up with Mojo, and this is a set play we've seen with a lot of different lines where 1D goes in, they they throw it back to the forward who rotates out. We've seen them score a goal this year like that, and we've seen some good plays. Set plays off face-offs. Win or lose, you obviously know your assignments, but winning, you're all excited at the face-off if you can execute a play. And that was a set play that led to a scoring chance.
You see now what they have done in this period. Evgeny Kuznetsov winning the last face-off. Craig, he was 2 for 2 in the first period at 50%. He had been coming in just 38% for the month of March, but for the month of February. But that is an area where I think he's really improved on since he started the season.
Well, he's been around the block now, you know, and right now against Winnipeg, he hasn't seen them yet this year, so that's going to be a little different for him. But a lot of teams he's seen already as Brouwer was taken down heavily and slowly going to the Capitals bench.
You could tell he's just a little ginger on that right side and the right arm. We'll keep an eye on that. This Capital team has been relatively healthy, all things considered. Now Trouba fires, and that didn't miss by much. Jacob Trouba has got a hammer on that blue line. Impressive young defenseman, although he has been beaten a couple times, including Alexander Ovechkin's goal this evening. Mike Green, the quick shot. That goes off the stick of Adam Lowry and into the safety netting.
Ton of pucks going into the stands here tonight, and there's Browse on the bench. Took a heavy hit right at the Capitals bench, just inside the blue line. Smitty makes sure he's going to be all right. Brouwer plays always a rough, tough game. Here's the rotation, and there he sort of missteps, but then is fallen on by the defender, and that's that Trouba guy we were just talking about, Al. And there you see Brouwer going off slowly. Good sign that he's still on the bench for the Caps.
So Michael Latta now will bend in to take this draw. Going against Jim Slater, the top face-off man for the Winnipeg Jets, as Slater comes into the game, averaging over 56% in face-off success. Chirac, who broke his stick on a pass earlier, couldn't connect with Adam Party, and because of it, the Caps still are in business. Now another opportunity. Bufflin starts it ahead to Party, a defenseman playing on the fourth line this evening. Out there with Anthony Peluso, Adam Party, Jim Slater, fourth line against fourth line. To the point for Chirac. He throws it to the front. Party blasted into the boards, and coming away with it is Matt Niskanen. He'll get it to Michael Latta, who spins it just into the neutral zone. As Paul Maurice calls for a line change, Barry Trotz wants to get the same thing.
Great defensive period once again for the Caps. In that first period, Winnipeg had all of 5 shots. Here so far, we're halfway through, and they've just got 2 shots on Braden Holtby.
Capitals up to 16. They've added 5 to their total in this stanza. Big blast by Myers, and that deflected before it got to Holtby. Stationed in front was Matt Niskanen. He took the brunt of that big blast from Tyler Myers. Now Beagle and Myers battling along the boards. To the point. A shot and a goal. A deflection in front of Braden Holtby as the Caps couldn't clear the zone, and the Winnipeg Jets are on the board.
Yep, and that's Michael Frolik. That's that so-called high tip, Al Koken, where the winger goes above the defense, below the forwards covering the point. Watch number 16, Frolik, go to the net, or 67, excuse me. I'm not even sure if it got to him. Enstrom gets the shot, and Holtby says, where the heck is that puck? There's the center drive, and to me, it hits off the stick and the skate of a Capital defender, so it's going to be Enstrom, not Frolik's goal. Alzner gets his stick and his right heel of his skate, and the puck bounces up and over Braden Holtby. Tough break by Carl Alzner.
Well, just throw it to the net, and sometimes good things can happen, and it did there for the Winnipeg Jets. So that silences this Verizon Center crowd as they're looking for a penalty and are going to get one. A tripping call has been flagged, and the Capitals can get some more momentum. We'll be back with a Capital power play after the Winnipeg Jets have drawn to within 1. Tripping penalty to Winnipeg's Blake Wheeler will give the Capitals an opportunity to add to their 2-1 lead. It's now time for our military salute, brought to you by Pentagon Federal Credit Union. Tonight's honoree is Machinist Mate Fireman Jonathan John Stevenson, from Scipio Center, New York, who has been an active member of the U.S. Navy since 2013. And Craig, what a treat for us to meet John and his family earlier in our broadcast booth. Our best wishes to John, and we thank him and everyone else for their service.
Indeed, Al Koken. Jonathan, a tremendous young man, had a chance up here. He visited with us, had a chance to check out what we do with his family and friends. It was great to have them up here, and we salute him and all the men and servicemen in our nation.
So, John, we'll see if you can bring the Capitals power play a little good luck. Marcus Johansson couldn't get it. A back check there. And a shot from Ovechkin finds Pavlik, who says enough of that.
And just about looking around there as he tried to scoop that one along the ice. Alex Ovechkin, broken play, and he still gets the chance. Look at Mojo just get it to him. Shoots it right along the ice through Trouba. And Pavlik picks it up at the last second to make that stop.
The Great Eight continues to add to his league-leading shot totals. Had 3 in the first period. And he continues to rack up the shots. Nobody in the league obviously has more than Alex Ovechkin. He had 288 coming into the stanza, adds 1 more there. Right now, 1 minute and 20 seconds to go with the extra man for the Washington Capitals. You saw what they did on their first power play opportunity, a success. Those stats packaged for you by the UPS store. Nick Backstrom drops it to Marcus Johansson, who finds Troy Brouwer. Good to see number 20 back on the ice. Tried to get it back to Mike Green, and here come the shorthanded Jets. Adam Lowry, a shot, and that gave Holtby a little bit of trouble.
And you're always feeling good, Al Koken, when there's power play upcoming. Brouwer's going to jump right out there, Al.
Right?
Yes.
And here is another stick that breaks on a pass. This time it was Marcus Johansson's. Green tries to go cross ice looking for Ovechkin. He hustles to it to keep it alive and spins it around the dasher. On the near boards, Backstrom, a slick pass. Brouwer taken down, and there's going to be another penalty. Brouwer was upset. Nick Backstrom fires and scores! Everybody was waiting to see if there would be a whistle and a stoppage, and Nick Backstrom said, "The heck with that. Let me call my own number," and cashes in with number 17 on the year.
And Wheeler will come out and Myers will go in, so they'll have another 2 minutes on the clock on a penalty against Winnipeg. Here comes the shot. Looked like everybody had stopped playing, and that is a really leaky goal by Pavlik, who just didn't look like he was ready short side. It's a sneaky shot, yes it is. He screamed just a little bit, might have even been going wide. I think it hit his glove on the outside of the post and went in. Here on our Jeep net cam, and there it is, squirting past Pavlik, and the Caps have a 3-1 lead and go to the power play right off the bat. Wheeler out of the box, Tyler Myers in, and the Caps go to another power play.
And now Nick Backstrom officially passes fellow countryman Bengt Gustafsson, 555 career points. And the Caps are looking for more with Kuznetsov on the man advantage. Ward out there, Carlson swings it over. Another quick shot, and that was denied there as Matt Niskanen had an opportunity. Carlson did a slick bit of work to keep that in, and the Caps keep the attack going with 1:20 left on the extra man with the penalty against Tyler Myers of Winnipeg. So Backstrom's tally comes at 13:07 with Blake Wheeler in the box. Will the Capitals strike again and make it 3 for 3 with the extra man tonight? Mike Green and Alex Ovechkin pick up the assists on Nick Backstrom's 17th. Burakovsky blasted into the boards in front of the Capital net. He is taken down, and who else? But big Dustin Byfuglien wheeling and dealing there. Now Ovechkin dances into the zone. He's upended, and Adam Pardy will join the penalty parade for the Winnipeg Jets. And the Caps will have a 2-man advantage for another 34 seconds.
Caps are skating, the Jets are not. Caps are on their toes, Jets are on their heels, and it leads to problems defensively. Alex Ovechkin with a head of steam, outside, inside, and there's that little pitchfork, the corkscrew, and down he goes. Byfuglien, just with one arm, even off balance, can just throw you into the wall. When you're 6'5", about 260, doesn't take much. He caught a piece of Burakovsky. The Caps will think this one over as they go to a power play, 5-on-3.
Well, it was a 5-on-3 situation the other night in Pittsburgh, Craig, that turned the game around. Dustin Byfuglien not buying what's going on here.
He was part of the huddle there for a minute.
Yeah. And remember, we'll see if the Capitals bring out what they did again, which was station Joel Ward at one post, Troy Brouwer at the other, and let the conductor, Nick Backstrom, get things working. Well, fans, you can take CSN with you. Stream the Wizards Showdown tomorrow with the Cleveland Cavaliers live on CSNWashington.com and NBC Sports Live Extra. Now available for Xfinity, Time Warner Cable, Dish Network, and Verizon customers. Watch the Wizards on the go, presented by Papa John's.
Well, the trade deadline around the NBA today, the Cavs made some changes. The Cavs obviously have LeBron James, huge game upcoming for the Wiz. A lot of things on the line this time of year, both in the NBA and the National Hockey League.
Had a chance to see Randy Whitman before the game tonight and wished him well as he was getting ready to go and get the Wizards geared up for a much improved Cleveland Cavalier team. So here we go, 5-on-3 for the Capitals. Mike Green steps in and fires, kicked out by Pavlik, and Alex Ovechkin couldn't chase it down. 20 seconds now left on the two-man advantage. Ovechkin dances back into the Washington zone, leaves for number 19, Nick Backstrom. One-timer by Brouwer, and he guns it wide.
Best chance there. Was he ever wide open? Slaps his stick there. Was hoping he'd bury that one.
Ovechkin now sitting out there looking. He tries to jump in. Ward was positioned there, and Nick Backstrom was looking to see if he could sneak something free. Tyler Myers is out of the box, so the Caps back with a 5-on-4 power play for the next minute and 15 seconds. Brouwer will give chase. He is first to it. Peels it back for Backstrom. They were expecting that, but Nick Backstrom hustling to it. And now Dustin Byfuglien comes away. Watched by Mike Green. Byfuglien taken to the boards by Mike Green, and Ovechkin's there to swoop in for the loose puck. Carry around.
4-on-1. Too many men on the ice.
Now we're going to get too many men on the ice against Winnipeg, and they score! Nick Backstrom makes them pay again. It's 4-1 Washington.
8 power play shots, 3 power play goals. And it's amazing. Real disorganization by the penalty killing unit. Here come the Caps up the ice. Look at them jump on the ice. There's too many men there, so the Caps should have another power play because that first one wasn't over. And then Backstrom buries it. We'll see if they'll have to sit or not, or that penalty was over. But I think the Caps will have another power play here. Here comes a shot by Backy. Absolutely disorganized were the penalty killers. Another power play of 2 minutes put on the board for too many men on the ice. Backy's got his 18th goal of the season on a 4-on-1 jailbreak. Unreal.
Perfect passing combination, and again, Nick Backstrom, normally the conductor of these things, has finished off the last 2 Capital power play goals himself.
And you know what happened? Massive confusion at their bench. They had too many men on the ice. Then 2 guys jumped off, 2 guys didn't jump on, and now it's a 4-on-1, and they ended up having, I think, 2 guys on the ice at the end of that sequence when Backstrom buries it for the Caps.
So Chris Thorburn will sit out the too many men on the ice penalty. And now, Craig, I'm starting to see why the Winnipeg Jets are the most penalized team in hockey.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And their special teams index, you know, you want to be above 100. They're under 100 at 99.2. When you look at the Caps, 104 plus, there's a big difference. Specialty teams can win you hockey games. It's been the case here tonight. Domination by the Caps with the extra man.
They came into the game with 285 minor penalties. The next closest team, the Pittsburgh Penguins, with 242 minor penalties. So the Caps have made them pay so far. After Tobias Enstrom, actually they're going to give officially the goal to Michael Frolik. We think it still may be Enstrom at the very end.
I think so. I don't think Frolik touched that puck.
He got the game to a little more comfortable spot for Winnipeg, and then the parade to the penalty box has foiled the Jets, and the Caps, thanks to 2 goals by Nick Backstrom, have taken advantage to now bump the lead up to 3. 40 seconds to go with their latest man advantage. Alex Ovechkin picking up one of the assists on the Nick Backstrom 18th goal, and Marcus Johansson grabbing the other. Caps not done yet. Firing is Ovechkin, and that hit Trouba in front before it ever got to Pavlik. Final 20 seconds of the man advantage. Ovechkin operating far side, finding partner Nick Backstrom. His pass almost picked off, but the Caps still support until Winnipeg is able to escape. Mike Green back to play it, taking it away from Adam Lowry.
Whoa.
Now Lowry and Green get tangled up, and there's a lot of shoving there.
A penalty here.
And the Caps are going to get penalized.
I think they are. Brouwer for jumping in there.
But Adam Lowry with a shot to Mike Green that number 52 felt, and has had something to say about it to Adam Lowry. We'll sort things out when we come back. The extra man unit has been outstanding for the Capitals all year. This time Nick Backstrom made them pay.
It's up 4-1. It's been all the power play of the Caps. They have 3 of the 4 in the power play. Adam Lowry trying to send a message, trying to get his team energized. Big hit on Greeny. The follow-up by Brouwer. The Caps have to go to the penalty kill. Lowry, the son of Dave Lowry, who played over 1,000 games, a lot of the time spent with Calgary, and his son's one big rig, the heavy hitter for this hockey team.
So Mike Green seems to be okay on the Capital bench. We'll keep an eye on him. The roughing call to Brouwer will give the Winnipeg Jets another opportunity with the extra man. UBS Store packaging their power play stats. 0 for 1 tonight, and a face-off win and clear for the Cap penalty killers as they continue their outstanding work. Enstrom got it back to Holtby. He'll try and clear it. It hit Blake Wheeler, but there on the ready was Brooks Orpik. Byfuglien fires, knocked down in front. A rebound sent back by Wheeler. That never got through to Holtby. Byfuglien fakes a shot, gets it back again. He's the trigger man up top. Sends a wrist shot through that whistled its way through traffic and wide of Holtby. Brian Little on the near boards. Byfuglien works it back around. Blake Wheeler trying to provide a screen in front. Byfuglien has it, the one-timer by Little, and that hit traffic in front. John Carlson with another shot blocked. Byfuglien winds and fires, and there is another block, this time by Joel Ward, who's in discomfort, but hustles to the Capital bench.
Not sure if it was his leg or his butt, but that was a blast, about 105 miles an hour.
The Jets move in, and a big glove save by Holtby denying for lead, and Scheifele in front. And now cleared into the crowd with 47 seconds left to go, and Braden Holtby's glove hand was put to the test there.
And Joel Ward is in serious pain. Here you'll see the play along the wall. This is his last chance, trying to go glove side. Holtby holds down the fort there, making sure he doesn't lean off that post. Here's the block by Byfuglien. Look at Joel Ward go down, and that is right off the butt, left side. Joel Ward is in serious pain.
Not a lot of padding there where that one
there
hit.
isn't.
But you got to give Joel Ward credit. This is why the Capital penalty killers have been so good as of late. Assistant coach Lane Lambert, that is his department, and he wants his guys to be very aggressive, and he's seeing the results right now, particularly standing up there at the blue line and forcing the Winnipeg Jets offside.
Yeah, 63 of 73 coming into this hockey game. The last 22 games. Wardo, good job getting in front of it. Beautiful goal against Pittsburgh. Iced the cake there the other night for this Caps team. And the Caps rolling here against Winnipeg.
You hear the crowd applauding on the tell screen here. They have reminded everybody that Nick Backstrom with 3 points tonight, now tied with Patrick Kane for the NHL overall points lead with 63. Final moments of the Troy Brouwer roughing call. The Jets down to 5 seconds to work with the extra man. Tyler Myers will crank it up, and that hit Eric Fairstick. He's testing it to see if it's okay. The Jets got 2 shots against Braden Holtby on that extra man attack. That pass was behind Myers. He had an opening as the horn goes to end period 2.
What a period for the Washington Capitals, flexing their muscle with the extra man, catching the Winnipeg Jets several times with odd man breaks. Nick Backstrom, Alex Ovechkin and company, a solid 40 minutes of work so far.
Greg, let's let everyone know what's coming up here on Lattice's Intermission Live. Jill Sorensen will be standing by with a Capital player. We'll get you highlights and stats of this one and more locker telestration all ahead when we return. Nicholas Backstrom, in a hard-hitting affair, has been the difference maker in this period for the Washington Capitals. Here's Chick Hernandez and Brian Mitchell. Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Capitals hockey is brought to you by your Washington area Chevy dealers. Find your local dealer on ChevyFirst.com. Morgan Franklin Consulting. Big capabilities, local roots. MorganFranklin.com. Your DC Acura dealers. Check out the new TLX at DCAcura.com. And by Land Rover. Visit DCAreaLandRover.com for attractive offers. Been a night to celebrate for the Washington Capitals. Nick Backstrom, Alexander Ovechkin, each with 3 points this evening. The Capitals out shooting the Jets 23-12 and outscoring them 4-1 as we get ready for period 3. Earlier tonight, we asked you to join us on Twitter at #CapitalsTalk and asked you who is the most valuable player on the Capitals so far. I'm sure this man's going to get a lot of votes.
Yeah, he is dominating, and some for Braden Holtby. He's obviously one on our list also. Holtz has been strong, and Ovi has been a red machine. Have to go with Backstrom. Just all-around impact. Holt beast. Yes, indeed. Our best defense is between the pipes. Brooks Orpik. A lot of guys getting love. Everybody having great years so far for the guys in red.
Well, you can tell you're a pretty good team when you can't pick out one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So here we go. We'll see how this third period transpires. The Winnipeg Jets shooting themselves in the foot with a host of penalties in the second period. And the Capitals, Nick Backstrom in particular, made them pay. Andre Pavlik still in the net for the Winnipeg Jets. He's now, Craig, given up 3 or more goals in 10 of his last 11 starts.
Yeah, he's struggled a little bit this season. That's why they've used their young guy a lot this season. Hutchison, who we thought we might see tonight, has 17 wins to 7 losses, but he's allowed a lot of goals recently for the Jets team, so they go with the veteran here tonight against the Caps.
Yeah, but you know, it's interesting when you talk about Hutchinson, who has been, you know, terrific as a real find, but he leads all rookie goaltenders with 17 wins. You talk about the goals he's given up, but when you get to a shootout, he's been perfect. He is a perfect 14 of 14 is Michael Hutchinson, tonight's backup goaltender when it comes to the shootout.
And that power play statistic that we just showed, continuous power play time in the second of over 6 minutes, really changed this game around.
Niskanen fires, and that catches Wheeler. He is down. Now hops up very quickly.
Left leg directly. Might have caught him on the inside of that shin guard. There's no real padding in the back. And that was a slap shot. And when you go out to block a shot, and that caught him right where there's no padding. Wheeler being helped off down to the locker room. Here it comes. Look at Wheeler stop and watch where it hits him. Notice he turned. And there is no padding there, fans. The shin guard comes around. The cap covers the front part of your knee. There's a little flap on the underside that covers that side just a little bit. That was a heavy, hard shot to a very unprotected area.
Greg, we know all coaches are now asking everybody on their teams, block shots, block shots, block shots. We saw Joel Ward take a shot at a very dangerous spot, and now we just see Blake Wheeler doing the same thing. Scheifele had his pocket picked again. It's Alexander Ovechkin with great work. He's got it back now. Had it roll off the end of his stick as Scheifele pays him back. Dustin Byfuglien now jumping up as he's up front on a forward line here. Paul Maurice has got to shake the deck up, and Dustin Byfuglien, who can play both defense and forward, is working up front and has got the puck right now. Niskanen watches him. Byfuglien leaves it behind the net. Knocked off the puck was Adam Lowry.
And that's often the advantage when you dress 7D. You can put Byfuglien up front. They're behind, so they need offense in a big way.
Frolik battling in there. Adam Hardy stays with it. Chris Thorburn pushes it farther back. Caps pinned in momentarily. Now we'll see if they can break free. As with plenty of time, Marcus Johansson snaps it tape to tape to Matt Niskanen. He'll wind and fire. That hits Sherrod. Jack Gillen goes cross ice. Now it's the Caps' turn to get some forecheck pressure going. Kuznetsov back. Brouwer taps it to the blue line, and it escapes to center ice.
Pretty good job defensively for Winnipeg. Kept pretty much the Caps to the outside there. Things are really slowed down here to start this third period. The Caps in control. They just have to manage the puck now. You hear that from coaches all the time. Barry Trotz, you hear from him. Puck management. Get it in when you have to. Don't throw it back carelessly. Keep everything moving up ice, and this will be the Capitals' 2 points.
And Barry Trotz says, and if you do lose it, get it back quickly. And that has been the support system that he has installed here in Washington. Now at Holtby he's asked to make a big save as he denies Little. Back to the point, it goes to Tyler Myers. Enstrom gets it back to Myers. His wrist shot. Pad saved by Holtby. The rebound was there momentarily, but taken by the Capitals. Jeff's not done yet. Ladd tries to go cross ice looking for Myers. Hit a skate and escapes back to where Pavlik has to settle down.
And now the Capitals have the luxury that they can really just roll lines. Obviously, you want your checking line to continue shutting down their first unit, but you can roll lines here. Stay out of the box and play a four-line game to shut out and shut down this Jets team.
Another big hit doled out by Brooks Orpik, the NHL's hit leader for the month of February. Caps score! Joe Ward, I thought that thing was in. It said it hit the post. The referees are saying no. I thought it snuck past Andre Pavlik, and Joe Ward says, go upstairs. I think I've got another.
Yeah, he thinks it hits the inside of the post and the cover in the middle of the net as he came out, stepped out, and put it past the goaltender. And then you see Pavlik coming up with another stop, so directly off the pipe. Here's Joe Ward. Watch the far side, blocker side. And there comes the puck, and it's piping out, and the Capitals get another shot after this. Here's a good overhead on Comcast Sportsnet. Definitely the pipe, and the right call by the referee.
Mike Green kicked out by Pavlik, maybe his best save of the night. Well, I thought I had Joel Ward bagging another one, but it was the goal post that denies number 42. Caps, though, not done yet, as they continue to push the attack. And this is another thing, Craig, I've noticed as the season has gone on. They had been very tentative when they'd come up with 2-goal leads. Now it seems like they're much more comfortable pushing the attack and not just sitting back protecting anymore.
No, they want to be 3 or 4. Al Koken, why don't we check back in with our trivia question? What about who were the last set of teammates to lead the NHL in both goals and assists? Who do you got, buddy?
I'm going to go Edmonton. Gretzky and Curry.
And I don't know. I'm going to go Joe Thornton.
Oh, wait.
One of them.
Oh,
there, I got one of them. I didn't know
Did
the
you
other
get
guy.
Cheechoo? Wow.
No. That was that great year for Cheechoo. Put him on the map. 50-goal season for
right.
Jonathan.
Our McDonald's trivia question. A Jonathan Cheechoo sighting. Cheechoo train. That was a big year. He got a lot of money out of it. And
yeah,
that was pretty much it. But good for him for getting it. Now John Carlson will move to center ice. Finds Jay Beagle, who just sidestepped a big run at him by Adam Party. Here is Dustin Byfuglien. Loses it off the poke check by Brooks Orpik. Following up on the play is Michael Latta. Latta and Peluso in a battle in the neutral zone. Latta get knocked down by Anthony Peluso. Stands back up and will play the puck here. I would imagine we'll see Barry Trotz give this fourth line a little extra time now with this 4-1 lead, assuming they keep it this way.
Man, it's 3 and 4 nights again for the Caps. You know, playing tonight, and they have 2 matinees, 12:30 and 12:30 against the Islanders and Flyers. You've got to manage minutes, and that's been really an asset to this Capitals team. They always seem to look fresh, even on back-to-back nights.
Capitals break out of the zone with Eric Fair. We still have yet to see Blake Wheeler back on the ice after blocking a shot. So this top line for the Winnipeg Jets a little bit disrupted. Jacob Trouba's shot with a stick in the way of Matt Niskanen finds the net.
Just no opportunity to get shots away. Nick Backstrom moving up the scoring ranks in franchise history. Alex Ovechkin sits at the top ahead of Bonzai. Gartner and Pavanka in the mix. Nick Backstrom, his next guy in sight is Michael Pavanka. He's just passed Dale Hunter and Ben Gustafson. 3-point night for Nick Backstrom here tonight. Amazing.
And it's usually a goal and 2 assists as opposed to 2 goals and an assist. But Nick shooting a little more. They know what a great shot he has got, and he has always said over the years he's been a little more conscious of trying to get that shot away, and I've seen him call his own number much more often, especially on the power play this year. Sticked away by Braden Holtby onto the stick of Yevgeny Kuznetsov. The Caps clear it to center. They'll be happy to keep the Winnipeg Jets having to go as far as possible to try and get back in this game. Kuznetsov, Johansson, and Brouwer. Brouwer's shot, that was rolling on him, and he gunned it off the high glass because of it. Now Kuznetsov back in the corner. Plays it to the point, but it never got back to Matt Niskanen. Carl Alzner watches Dustin Byfuglien gun it into the Washington zone, and Alzner now will sweep from behind Braden Holtby's net. Surveys his options. Finds partner Niskanen, and the Caps breakout begins.
There might be just one more push back by the Jets, because right now not a whole lot happening for the guys in white. They haven't been able to establish a forecheck. They're taking real short shifts. They're not creating offense. If they want to get back in this game, I expect one more ferocious push that the Caps are going to have to withstand.
They've only put 14 shots on to Braden Holtby, have dented him once. The Capitals out shooting them 26-20 to 14 as Drew Stafford gets a rough ride from Alex Ovechkin, and that got a little roar from the crowd. A soft backhand goes wide by Adam Lowry. Burakovsky up ahead to the grade 8. From skate to stick. Ovechkin then dumped down by Trouba, and Jacob Trouba is going to get another Winnipeg penalty. Greg Kimmerly has got the Jets back in the penalty box. Jacob Trouba, who has had a tough night against his numerical counterpart, 8 against 8, and the Caps will benefit. Tonight's game summary is brought to you by Night Point Systems. They offer the technology you need when you need it. John Carlson, with his 9th of the year on the power play, got the scoring started tonight for Washington.
A lot of sellies in the game. Celebrations for the guys in red. Ovi, a goal and assist, 38 goals lead. Nick Backstrom, 2+1. Tied now with Patrick Kane and the Chicago Blackhawks at the top of the points list.
Well, here go the Capitals again on the power play. Nick Backstrom with 2 extra man markers tonight. Jacob Trouba for tripping at 7:42. The Caps 3 for 5 with 9 shots. Those numbers packaged for you by the UPS store. The Jets begin their penalty kill in good fashion, forcing the Capitals back down to go 200 feet to set things up.
The Capitals now with 44 power play goals. That leapfrogged them over the Blues and Flyers pending action tonight. At the top of the list are the Detroit Red Wings. What a power play they have going. They have 51 power play goals this season.
Troy Brouwer hits the deck. The Jets clear. 1:30 to go now with the extra man for the Caps. Mike Green will start ahead, watched by Michael Frolik. Frolik is a guy you got to watch. He's got 3 shorthanded goals. That ranks him number 2 in the National Hockey League. And so far, the Jets having no trouble with this Capital power play 50 seconds into it. Green taking his time, leaves it to Yevgeny Kuznetsov, who zooms to center. His drop pass to Burakovsky finds Joel Ward on the right wing side. Burakovsky in, looking for Ovechkin. That just was tipped away at the last moment by Adam Pardy. Now Ovechkin has it, settles it. Back to the point for Mike Green. The one-timer faked by Ovechkin. Moves in. Big save Pavlik as he robs Ovechkin.
What a great read there by OV. They're trying to get up and in his grill there, and they were trying to take him away. That was Drew Stafford, the veteran that they got in that deal with Buffalo. OV saw him right in his face, trying to poke check him, stepped around him, and a similar move to his goal.
Burakovsky again there looking for Ovechkin instead of taking shots themselves. Andre Burakovsky trying to find a grade 8 for number 39. Ovechkin dishes. Kuznetsov closes. 10 seconds to go with the Capitals extra man. Here is Carlson. Whistles one. That went off Jim Slater, but not out. Here is Ward in front. He took one extra pass looking for Burakovsky. The Capitals get one shot on that last power play. Carlson's drive. That went off Tyler Myers, stationed in front of Pavlik.
Yeah, Ward, I wish he would have blasted that one. He had a lot of time there. A little disappointed when he goes to the bench.
You know, I love seeing unselfish play, but at some point, pull the trigger yourself.
I know. It's 4-1. You get that thought in your mind. Let's try to be pretty on our next goals, and that's what went through his mind.
Craig, I'm guessing no coach ever told you were overhandling the puck, right?
Absolutely not. It's all about underhandling. Don't pass and underhandle it and blast away.
Here comes Brooks Laich looking to get back on the scoring sheet. Laich out there now with Eric Fair. They've got Jay Beagle working with them after Joel Ward was on the last swing of the Caps power play. We've crossed the halfway point of this third period. The Caps still in very comfortable control. 4-1 over the Winnipeg Jets. Beagle buzzing in on that forecheck. Stewart settles, plays, moves it ahead now as Mark Scheifele will come to center. Smart looking pass finding Dustin Byfuglien. He's at the end of his shift. And 5 new skaters come over the boards for Paul Maurice and the Jets.
And that's a good statement at the end of his shift. But notice where he was again, at center ice with no energy.
Yeah.
The Caps are wearing him down. They have no energy. Once they break out, they're dead tired. They can't muster anything the way the Caps are playing.
How about that slick play by John Carlson? Andrew Ladd, their captain, had a head of steam. Carlson very coolly, calmly strips the puck from him and starts it the other way.
Yeah, notice that. They turn it over between the blue and the red, and they just throw it in. And then they're on them, and now they're having tough times getting out again, and now they're attacking 1-on-5. It's not going to play in their favor. The Caps are all over the Jets here in the third.
Back check of Tom Wilson parting the puck from Blake Wheeler, who it's good to see is back on the ice after taking a slap shot to the inside of his right knee. Adam Lowry digging hard. Nothing there. Now we're going to get a call here. And it looks like it's going to be an interference call against the Capitals, spotted by referee Eric Furlat. And we've got a little extra going.
That's Lowry and Wilson. Wilson gave Lowry a little shot. He had hit a couple of guys in this game, including Green. There was a little bit of a confrontation along the bench after he hit Mojo, and now another one here. But I think it's the Caps' initial penalty that may put the Jets on the power play.
See Chris Thorburn trying to get in there as well. He is a long-time tough customer. We'll sort it all out for you. Find out who will be in the box with the Capitals leading by 3 over the Jets. Our Thompson Creek window of opportunity shows you another busy night for John Carlson.
A blast to the top corner over the catching glove of Pavlik. 9. Some good chances here. Good back check by Ladd. There he is. Yeah, I had some chances. Another one very similar as he gets around Byfuglien. And then that puck ramps up right into his cheek area. Smarted a little bit. There he is. And what the heck just hit me? That's our Thompson Creek window of opportunity.
And now he'll be out there on the Capital penalty kill without his usual partner, Brooks Orpik, who sits in the penalty box. An interference call at 12:02 for Brooks Orpik. Crowd here at Verizon Center acknowledging that Nick Backstrom now has moved past Bengt Gustafsson to 5th all-time. As we told you, he is now the rapid riser on the Capitals' all-time scoring list, past another great sweep.
They're going to make it 5-on-3, Alcock, and why not? I would do the same. They're trying to get this one goal so that they empty net at one end, 5-on-3, or it makes it 6-on-4, giving them a chance here to strike and get back in distance.
John Carlson trying to duplicate what he did the other night in Pittsburgh, scoring a shorthanded empty net tally. So the Caps can fire away without fear of getting the icing call. But you're right. Why not gamble? It's a long way away, but still, you got to get the first one if you're going to get back in this game. Here is Dustin Byfuglien. The point for Enstrom. He fakes a shot and finds Little. Carlson read that perfectly, but they can't get it out. Back to the point for Byfuglien. Wrist shot deflects wide. Wheeler chases down the rebound and controls. 6-on-4 are the Jets. In front for Myers. He kicked it off his skate, but couldn't get it to his stick.
That is one big screen when he gets set up in front.
A rebound chance and a shot from the backhand by Ladd, and Holtby with his best save of the period. Enstrom holds on with 45 seconds to go in the Orpik penalty. A pass back to the point, saved at the last second by Byfuglien. He and Enstrom cross paths. Myers trying to create havoc in front. He's wide open in front, but the Caps get the puck and score! That's how you get it done. Short-handed. Troy Brouwer working hard and is rewarded.
And he just flicks her down, gets inside that post. Not a whole lot of celebration. I like that. It's 4-1. He makes it 5-1 and just gets a pat on the back, turns it over and just turns and shoots. But no celebration, just very calm and cool. Goes to the bench. Yeah, it's a shorty, and it's a 5-1 lead for the Caps. He's got his 17th and 128th goal of his career.
And Craig, there was a scoring change early on the Capitals' third goal of the night. Brouwer added an assist on that, take one away from Ovechkin. So now Troy Brouwer with a 2-point night this evening as Paul Maurice's gamble, an understandable one, that backfires and gives the Caps a comfortable 4-goal margin. So now Andre Pavlik back in the Winnipeg cage as the penalty to Brooks Orpik is expired right now. 3 shots against Braden Holtby, but the Capitals get the lone goal shorthanded by Troy Brouwer.
Yeah, empty net goal against Pittsburgh, shorthanded by Carlson, and again one tonight on that play when they went for it 6-on-4.
Now the Caps with 3 shorties on the season in rather untraditional fashion.
Mike Green now hurt, took a slap shot right off his left ankle.
You know, it's interesting how when you saw the Ducks of Anaheim, how all of their defensemen wear those shot guards on their skates. Matt Niskanen is joining the Capitals. Carl Alsner in defensemen wearing those. And we're going to see if more players will do that. I know it's something that athletic trainer Greg Smith would like to see the Capitals do. So 5 minutes remain in this game. Regulation time left for a Capital team that has come home in fine fashion after winning 3 of 4 on the road. They've made the Winnipeg Jets pay for penalties, and they've bitten the Jets on a gamble by Paul Maurice by emptying his net with 7 minutes and change to go, trying to get a 6-on-4 power play opportunity. Troy Brouwer, the last goal of this game on shot number 30 to give the Caps that 5-1 advantage.
And this was the Jets team coming in, winning 5-4 in their last 2 games each with extra time, and they had won 4 of their last 5 overall, so they were a team that was playing pretty well. And the Caps made them pay for undisciplined penalties. Their power play too powerful. Winnipeg tried everything they could to shut down OV, then someone else scored. They have not had a good game tonight against the Caps.
And the Winnipeg people will tell you how much they miss Matthew Perreault. The former Capital has been having a great year. And he was injured in that game the other night against Edmonton. Is probably going to be out for the rest of the year. And they were saying he was a real critical cog on their power play. Down to 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Alex Ovechkin out there on the ice. Jack Hillen dumping Mark Scheifele down. Hillen out there now with John Carlson as Mike Green, as Greg Laughlin documented, had taken a shot to the foot and still remains on the Capital bench. Holtby denies another chance. The Jets keep wiping at it in the crease, but nothing forthcoming as all kinds of bodies in front of Braden Holtby, and Holtby looks a little shaken up. This would be of major concern to the Washington Capitals. We'll find out how number 70 is faring when we come back for the final 3:13 of this one. Those Clubhouse all-inclusive packs are moving fast. Reward yourself, friends, and colleagues with a night of first-class fun starting an hour before puck drop. Tickets begin at $79 per game. Visit WashingtonCaps.com or call the sales department at 202-266-CAPS and let them help you get set up today. Craig, let's revisit how Mike Green caught a puck to the ankle.
Here comes Trouba moving to the middle. Mike Green is behind the defender. Did not see the man, and there it is. It clicks off right on the outside of his left skate boot. Very little protection there. It's tight to the skin. He was slow to go off to the bench, was checked out, and back on the bench now and skating, giving it a whirl right on the ice, getting ready. He took a whirl during the Zamboni time or the ice scrape time and seemed to be okay, Al Koken.
Craig, the New York Islanders now with a minute left in the game lead Nashville 5-2, so it looks like the Islanders will remain comfortably in first place, but the Caps could jump over the Penguins. They're trailing are the Penguins 3-1 to Columbus as they're playing in the third period.
And Michael Latta just got clipped up high. He's holding his face, going to the bench. There he is. So the Caps are getting nicked up a little bit. We had Greeny, we had Holtby run over. Now we have Latz late in this game. They got to get through the last 3 minutes or so and be ready for the Islanders.
Yeah, you mentioned what a tough weekend it is for the Capitals. That big showdown with the Islanders on Saturday, and then right back to it on NBC on Sunday at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia.
I mean, the Penguins at home again and just not getting any offense. And Sidney Crosby, I understand, a fight with Dubinsky, who once fought Alex Ovechkin here of the Caps.
Well, tonight's Timeless Moment is brought to you by Coors Banquet, and we go back a couple years, back-to-back games, highly unusual in the National Hockey League, but it was a game situation that turned the Capitals season around, Craig.
That was an interesting road trip. Friday and Saturday night in Winnipeg, both against the Jets. The Capitals won both games by a 10-1 margin. It was one of the highlights of that season. The Capitals rolled in there and just took it to the hometown Jets.
And that got them going and made a late little playoff run. And because of that, the Caps have beaten the Winnipeg Jets 6 straight times coming into tonight. Look at the pestering of Joel Ward all over Michael Frolik, as Ward is not finished yet with 2 minutes to go in this hockey game. Centering pass for Brooks Laich, hopped off his stick. Boy, would he love to get off the schneid. Brooks Laich has played a strong game tonight with Ward and Fair, keeping that dangerous trio of Ladd, Little, and Wheeler off the score sheet. Up ahead, it's Evgeny Kuznetsov, chips it to center, with a speedy Marcus Johansson tracks it down. Tom Wilson comes in to help. It rolls to Brooks Orpik, and he finds Kuznetsov. Winds, fires, glove save Pavlik.
Nice rewind by the Caps in the neutral zone leads to that attack, and a really good slap shot by Kuznetsov. A bad line change by Winnipeg, and that leads this opportunity. Kuznetsov on the wing, just about a stick in there by the defenseman, too little too late, and they get that good shot as Party's trying to get a poke check. It doesn't work, but a good strong save by the big check netminder.
Liking the speed that Evgeny Kuznetsov has been displaying lately. He really seems much more aggressive in attacking with the puck and not just kind of drifting to look to make a play.
Confidence. You play, you know, he's 70, 80 games now in the league in his NHL tenure, and you get confidence, and he's playing like that.
Kuznetsov remains on the ice right now. Tom Wilson out there with him. Wilson battling along the boards behind the net. Hooked up with Mark Stewart as we hit the final minute of this game. Johansson to Kuznetsov. His shot goes wide. Wilson being rewarded with some extra ice time for a good performance tonight as the Caps keep the Jets pinned in. Kuznetsov dancing in, had it knocked off his stick. And the folks that remain here at Verizon Center beginning to rise and give the Caps a well-deserved ovation.
Yeah, they'll end up after this game with 16 wins on home ice, 16 wins on the road. Talk about consistency. We looked at that at the top of the show. Just a solid game. And the power play made it look easy, and the Jets didn't have anything to answer when the Caps jumped on them.
Good to see Mike Green back on the ice for these final moments. The battling continues. You see Troy Brouwer engaged with Michael Frolik, and now Adam Lowry stepping in, as that is going to do it. Braden Holtby beating Andre Pavlik at the other end. Holtby improving to 28, 12, and 9. A career high continues to be added by Holtby as he has picked up now his 29th win. Tonight's player of the game is Nick Backstrom. This is sponsored by the Palm Restaurant. Enter to be the Palm Fan of the Month at thepalm.com/fan. And why not a 2-goal performance by number 19?
Yeah, 2 + 1, 5th all-time now in franchise history. Also tied with Patrick Kane in the National Hockey League points lead. You got OV leading in goals. You got Nick tied with the lead in plus-minus or in points. What a game.
Hey fans, remember, since the Caps won and scored 5 goals tonight, you will get 50% off any online order tomorrow at papajohns.com. Just make sure you use the promo code CAPS50. Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Capitals hockey has been brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Mazda, conviction, creativity, courage. This is the Mazda way. Throwback from the Virginia Lottery. Which decade are you throwing back to? Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. And by MedStar Health, official medical team of the Washington Capitals. Well, the Capitals come back home and get it done in fine fashion. The final score 5-1. For my partner, Craig Laughlin, I'm Al Koken, thanking you for joining us, and be sure to make the Capitals telecast on Comcast Sportsnet next Saturday afternoon part of your day. Verizon Center will be where the Caps will take on the New York Islanders, 12:30 Eastern Time. Up next, it's Capitals Postgame Live. Here's Rob Carlin and Ellen May.